Killer is dead.
Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my Killer is Dead very hard difficulty video walkthrough. This is episode 12, Chosen by the Moon. So this is the final level of the game. It's also the most disappointing level of the game. And I alluded to this in, I think, episode 4. And people who've watched that video, you might immediately be thinking, wow, this is a little case of deja vu. We're back in that same environment on the moon fighting the exact same enemies. And if you were to think that, you would be right. But guess what, folks? They've added environmental hazards, so it's completely different and thus a new level. There you go. That's some cookie-cutter bullshit game design for you. So, sarcasm aside, in their defense, you go through the doors you didn't go through the last time you were here, but it's still the same environment, the same, decor, all that kind of stuff. And you then go on to fight a boss, which is identical to the second phase of a boss you've already fought. And don't get me wrong, folks, I don't mind fighting bosses again. I don't. Some of my favourite games have reoccurring boss fights, but usually in those reoccurring boss fights, the boss learns a few tricks and is slightly different. That's kind of the point of being reoccurring. There's a progression. This doesn't have that. And I'm really curious. I would love to interview Suda51 or anybody from the Grasshopper team. Just to ask some of the questions. Just do like a Gordon Ramsay on what needs to be asked. Who the fuck are those jiggling missions for? Really? Are they for the guy who can't afford the internet, so he's just knocking off to catalogs and he needs some new material? Is that the guy this is aimed at? I don't know. Is it the... So many questions. Just, dude, camera, lock on, why? It makes no sense, man. Please. I like your games. I like your studio. I like your balls. I like balls. But no. There are some things that just why. So strange. But these courtyards here, even though they are recycled, they're throwing enemies at you in densities you've not seen. So get ready for some fights. And especially on very hard, you get beat up pretty damn hard if you play sloppy. And as you can see, I'm not playing to the best of my abilities. This could be much cleaner, but this guide is to help the average Joe get through the game. I'm not here to show you no damage perfection runs, because for one thing, if I did that kind of thing, I probably wouldn't commentate it, because all the effort goes into playing. And sometimes I think the only people that benefit from those super masterful playthroughs are the people that already know so much about the game that they don't really need your help, and they're kind of just watching it to see it be done. Because a comment that I get on YouTube, not so often, but I get it every so many weeks, is that I think I'm good. What part of my channel have I ever said that anything that you see here cannot be done by yourself or anybody you know? I've never ever professed that I'm doing something that can't be done, or I'm doing something that's so good that everybody should watch. I make videos that I believe in, and I would like people to watch because I think they're good, but that just comes from a creator's perspective. That's not me saying that I am God's gifts to gaming, and this is the finest thing you'll ever watch, because I know it's not. And the reason I know it's not is because I know what that looks like, and I know if I invested the time that I could make that. The decision is, I would rather keep my girlfriend and my sanity to not do that so much. And jokes aside, I don't do those type of things because I don't find that to be as much fun as I used to. If you find the ultimate destruction and mastery of a game to be fun, feel free to do that. You can make a single game last years, and that's a fantastic and beautiful thing. And I love to watch those runs of just the most committed, devoted, and skillful, displays of gameplay, because they're really, really cool. But it's not something that can be made, reliably and quickly unless you're doing something that's much less challenging. And I think we can all agree that a lot of games nowadays are a lot less challenging than they used to be. Obviously, there are exceptions to the rule. There's always exceptions. But a couple more Mario 64 moments as we go through paintings. And I was watching Did You Know Gaming the other day, and apparently Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time was originally intended to be very similar to Mario 64. There was this notion of going into worlds from a main hub similar to the painting systems. And the reason that this was, initially the plan was because they weren't aware of how much power the N64 was going to have at the time. So they didn't think it'd be able to handle anything more ambitious. And isn't it interesting that, even at those times, how relative this notion of they don't fully understand the power of the tech. Even to the day a system is done, they could still squeeze out so much more from them. It's just they've got to the point where technology has advanced so much that it's time to step up. That's why I'm really looking forward to Dark Souls 2, and why I'm not disappointed that it's on a current gen console, because the game's going to look sublime. It's going to be one of the nicest looking 360 and, well, maybe not PS3 games, because as we all know, the PS3 has some ridiculous power when you have a developer under Sony who knows what they're doing and knows how to bring it out. But it's still going to look fantastic on both systems, and I'm just excited to see just what these consoles that are now so old have been capable of doing. Because everybody makes the notion that they're so close to PC now that the margin is negligible. And I kind of disagree with that. They are getting very close to how PCs are, but PCs are almost limited by consoles, because a lot of developers focus on making console titles rather than pushing PC. I think if PC, and I'm saying this in past tense because as we speak, I think there's been this renaissance for PC with indie games, and I do think we're probably going to see this big push and this big transition into just unparalleled places with gaming, because PC is coming back and it's going to make us, it's going to make its line in the sand to show you how powerful this technology can be. And if you think these next consoles are going to look good, these next PC machines are going to be just mind-bogglingly powerful. And we all benefit, hopefully, because the consoles then have to compete and make something that would make you purchase them rather than just going for a high-spec PC. And the PCs are forced to, to make concessions and improve to get these people away from the consoles. And competition is good, guys. As much as we all hate some of the arguments that happen when the fanboys get together and start dancing like it's bloody West Side Story, it's needed, because competition drives things. You don't get anything by being the best all the time. I mean, look at some of the greats in popular culture. They all fall. Michael Jackson fell, Whitney Houston fell, Gary Glitter fell. Different margins of quality there, admittedly, but they all, at some point, were on top of the world, be it just through shiny silver platforms, and somehow came to misfortune. And if you don't know who Gary Glitter is, be careful when you Google search it, because it comes up with some FBI list kind of shit. But all you're seeing here, guys, is an extension of what I've already been doing throughout the entire game. The enemies have upgraded, because you'll notice they've gone from being standard wires to now they're kind of tinted red, which means they do more damage, they've got more life. I don't think they're more aggressive. The aggression on this game is definitely not as high as I thought it would be. Although just then I got stun locked, which happens quite regularly if you get hit by certain attacks, because Mondo will flinch, and if they combo you, it can be very difficult to get out of it. A certain YouTuber, who I won't mention the name of, has been playing this game recently with such catchphrases as, "Instant death! Nothing I can do!" And I was watching him play, and he was taking on David on the first form of David on episode 4. Bless him. And he was getting beat up by the boss, because the boss was stun locking him. And he says, I'm pressing the evade, it's not working. And it's not working, dude, because you're stunned. And you can't initiate movement or an evasive frame when you're in a stunned frame. You have to then recover into a neutral state before the input will go through. This is how games work. And this is a guy who was a professional fighting game player. And fighting games have some of the most complicated, subtle, frame-by-frame nuances of any games out there. And they're well aware of things like stun locking, because it happens in them. That's how combos work, when your character's flinching and you can't recover from it because you're stunned. So, I just don't understand how he can't take the knowledge that he obviously has and apply it to that situation and think, dude, I can't evade because I'm being beaten up. But, you know, the guy never ceases to amaze, and everybody now knows who I'm talking about. And if you're wondering why I don't say the name, is because I hate these channels that try and get views and try and get fucking easy traffic by using more popular YouTubers. You know, put EMB in your title of whatever you're doing, and you're going to attract more traffic than you normally would on a Dark Souls video, because Epic Name Bro is one of the most popular commodities on YouTube. It's cheap. You know, it's so shitty. And when I search for this particular individual to find his channel, because I'm not subscribed, because he puts out 1 million videos a day, and it's too much. It's just too much. And people say I put out too many videos. Try that guy, wow. But I tried to search for his channel so I could watch his videos, because I like him. I started off on a certain playthrough that's very famous, and yes, he was very bad at the game and he complained a lot, but there's something about it that entertains me, so I watch it. And I've never left a comment calling him anything bad, because I think his brand of entertainment is interesting, and I'll actually defend the guy because he gets so much hate. It's unbelievable. I'm even doing a video based on YouTube hate, which is going to be based off a certain YouTuber's discussion page, and I'm not going to use names on that either, because, getting back to topic, when I was looking for this YouTuber's channel, and I'm just going to do another tangent here to explain a few things before I continue. If you are new to my channel, if you're new to my videos and you're watching this hoping for very deep analysis of Killer is Dead, you're not going to find it on this video, and for that I am sorry. But I commentate over a variety of different things. It's just the way I handle things. You know, a lot of people don't think walkthrough should talk about anything but the game in that walkthrough. I disagree. There is no right way to do this, folks. This is my way. And if you don't like it, just don't watch. There are plenty of other videos that you can go and search right now, and you'll enjoy, you'll get what you need, and you can continue having a good day. And then, well, everybody will be fine. And the people who come here to listen or want to hear different tangents can enjoy this little moment, and we can all carry on, and it will be fruitful, and we will have saved some needless conversations / arguments / blocks. But when I was searching for this particular YouTuber, which is a very American way to say YouTuber, it's much better, I couldn't find his channel, and I searched his name. How the hell do you not find the guy's channel when you search his name? And the answer's simple. There was 1 million small channels of varying quality content making videos about this person with this person's name all over the title. Why I don't watch so-and-so anymore. So-and-so, why I don't subscribe. Why they're full of shit. Why I hate them. Why they should die. Why whatever. Why 1 million things. And you click on these videos, and it's some really uneloquent person with bad lighting, a bad camera, on his face, stuttering, stammering, pausing, picking his nose, picking his ass, telling you why he doesn't watch a more successful YouTuber than himself. Like we give a fuck who this guy is, with his 7 subs. And I hate to be elitist on sub counts, but I'm finding Mr. 7 subs before who's hating on this person I'm trying to find. And it just reminds me of how many people are like leeches on YouTube. You know, just sucking the blood. And don't get me wrong, if something's bad and you disagree with it, you should probably voice that opinion. If you don't think it's worthwhile to voice it, you should probably keep it to yourself, but uphold that opinion. Because to me, that's integrity. You know, there's a lot of things I don't like, but I don't shit on someone's comment sections to proliferate my opinion, because at the end of the day, it's their channel. If I don't like it, why the hell am I there? And that's one of the things that I just really don't understand about YouTube in general. As I kite these crazy scythe dudes around and shoot these annoying critters, floating testicular tumor critters, no idea what they are. Stupid enemy, don't like them. But it's so cheesy. It's really cheesy. And some people probably do it good-heartedly and good-naturedly, but there's a lot of people that don't. And I just don't understand this notion. A good example is tragedies and things like this, and I will name this next guy because it's kind of, I think it's right to do that. There's a guy called iFly or iFlynn something. There was a controversy in the Call of Duty commentators quite a few months ago where somebody was essentially stealing ideas extremely blatantly. And let me be frank to you guys, everybody on YouTube steals ideas. It's called innovation, and without innovation, you know, you never find out what the next best thing is, because things have to stagnate before people realise we need change. And that's not me saying go out there and plagiarise people, because that's bullshit. That's me saying if you see somebody doing a good idea that you want to implement, do so, but make it different. Make it yours. Improve on it. That's how stuff works. Every single thing that has been done is something that's been done before and improved, because nothing is original. This illusion of originality doesn't exist. The difference being is, if you don't change a single thing, you're stealing. It's intellectual theft. You have to make it yours. You have to turn it into something better, or something worse, depending on your skill level or your creativity. I don't know. But somebody was stealing stuff, a guy called Raw Instinct. He was blatantly copying another YouTuber. He's getting, I think, 700,000 subs, 400,000 subs. Guy had a lot of subs, and no motherfucker noticed. So this iFly guy made a video essentially calling him out, and he called him out justifiably so, because he had helped this YouTuber. The YouTuber had promised a shout out and he'd not given it, so he'd been using him and reaping all the rewards without giving him a single thing back, and that is wrong. It's completely wrong, and it happens. It's the underside of YouTube. So called him out. There was this big controversy. The guy with 400,000 subscribers stopped making videos for an entire year, and then he finally came back, because the person who had essentially pulled the rug out from under his feet and showed what a bastard he was had then made a mistake himself, and everybody had found it. But the difference between the mistakes here is, one of them was a guy who had essentially been stealing someone's ideas and trying to whore off their views, who could have made a video the same day saying, I was a bitch, you know, I was doing what everyone else is doing, but nobody's complaining about it, and I apologise to the guy, and then I could have gone on from that moment on and diversified my content and made it a little bit like my own. That's what I would have done, because I have a pair of testicles. What did he do? Completely denied it happened and didn't make a video for a year. Bitch move. Full-on bitch move. This sequence here, guys, I must discuss for a moment. The armoured fellas, you can hit them really, really hard with the charged up cannon with your blood. It will immediately set them to being executable, and it does massive damage to this big brute guy that I have a big trouble trying to counter. So just bear that in mind if you've never tried it. Really effective. But instead, this person comes back with a video calling out the person who called him out, because this other person, this iFly guy, had been caught. And I say caught loosely, because what you do in your own time is yours, man. It's so much bullshit. But he was on a website called Chaturbate where he was masturbating for money. And this guy's an intelligent dude. Why did you have your full fucking profile on the site? Why wasn't it just your chest and your dick? Why can I see your face? If I couldn't see your face, no one would know who you were. You're not talking, you're not giving your identity out. You could have just been an anonymous cock in a hand, getting horny for other horny men. And I wouldn't have had a problem. I would have watched it, because it's not my thing. But everything would have been fine. But instead, the guy does a pose, and his entire profile is there. And even then, there's nothing wrong with this, guys. If you want to get your dick out on cam for money, and it's consensual, go for it. You know, we've evolved past, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. The only people that think that way are extremely repressed and not having good sex. So it's just ridiculous. But people found this Chaturbate feed somehow, like the internet always does, and they posted it on Twitter and on YouTube, and it went viral. And not only that, but they posted it to the military, like, barracks that this guy lives on and his career's on, and he was trying to be a pilot, so they sent it to, like, the Air Force. And obviously this guy's a soldier, so soldiers are kind of expected to live to a different standards and be professional in every way they conduct themselves. And you know, when you agree to do that, you kind of have to do that, so there's a clause there. But it ruined his life, man. It didn't, you know, stop people from liking his YouTube videos and make him lose 100,000 subscribers and act a pussy for a year. It changed his life. He was discharged from the military. His entire dream, all the debt that he's got in following his dream, following his education, is all gone because somebody found this inappropriate photo which is not well representing the military. That is all gone. Like, I think his fucking wife left him. There's a bit of a difference between, you know, calling somebody out for being a bitch and ruining someone's life. And there's probably all host of different, you know, sides to it and arguments and stuff, but I'm just observing it as, you know, a guy without any facts. I'm like a tertiary source of nothing. And just to bring this commentary full circle, because that's the end of the video, guys. The next one is the boss fight and the end of the guide. People made videos about his situation with his name in the title just to capitalise on the misery that guy's life has become. And it's better now. He's come back and everything, and he's making the best of a bad situation. But people are fucking vultures. Just complete and utter soulless vultures, and they'll do anything, from the lightest of offences to the most grievous acts. And it's disgusting, and I don't like it. And I apologise if you didn't enjoy that tangent, but it just kind of spilled out of me. So thanks for watching the video, thanks for watching the guide. I will see you in the finale. You take care now.